Hello everyone, you are welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we'll be talking about conjunctions, and conjunctions are words that are used to link two or more words together. And specifically, today we are going to be talking about coordinating conjunctions because we have different types of conjunctions, but the conjunctions we'll be talking about today is coordinating conjunctions. What are coordinating conjunctions? Coordinating conjunctions are words that link words, phrases, or clauses of equal importance. There are special rules for using commas with coordinating conjunctions, and these are what we'll be talking about in this lesson. Let's talk about using and is used to join two sentences together in order to avoid repeating words that appear in both. And we also use and to link ideas. For example, look at this. There's a library, there's a restaurant. We don't want to repeat there is. So we say there's a library and there's a restaurant. So the second there is can be dropped, and then we have used and to join the two sentences together. Remember, we are learning how to write simple and correct English sentences. So we are not saying there's a library, there's a restaurant is not correct, but we say in order for you to make your sentence more refined, you can avoid the repetition. For example, further examples, let's look at further examples. Jasmine's sister lives and works in Paris. We don't want to say Jasmine's sister lives in Paris. Jasmine works in Paris. So you don't want to repeat that. My father and brother are both engineers. You don't want to say my father is an engineer, my brother is an engineer. Simon plays video games and watches TV every night. You do not want to say Simon plays video game. Simon watches TV every night. I bought a dress and some shoes for the party tonight. My sister called earlier and she told me she's pregnant. Link ideas. Instead of saying my sister called earlier, my sister told me she's pregnant. So you can collapse the two sentences. I feel sick. I ate 2 sandwiches and a large slice of cake for what? For lunch. Let's talk about using a comma instead of and. For list of more than 2 items, a comma can replace and. The comma is replacing and in this list. For example, there's a library, a store, and a cafe. We do not want to say there's a library and a store and a cafe. Now, another comma is used before and. Please take note. The and is kept between the final two nouns. So please take note of there's a library, comma, a store, comma, and a cafe. Take note of that. Okay. Now, before we move on, I want to talk about the use of and to join two nouns. Now, the proprietor and chairman of the occasion dash here. The proprietor and the chairman of the occasion dash here. In a situation where is and are our options. Okay. Now the rule says that when we say the proprietor and chairman, we mean that both the proprietor and chairman, they are single person, just one person. One person is both the proprietor and chairman of that occasion. But when we say the proprietor and the chairman, when you want to differentiate between the two of them, you use article D before the second noun. So that means the proprietor, the chairman in the second sentence are two separate individuals. So for this now, the first sentence will be is here, while the second sentence will be are here. If anyone is watching this lesson and you are preparing for any English related exam like WAEC, NECO, UTME, this particular aspect is important, although we will still do it under Concord, I think, Concord, but please take note of that. The proprietor and the chairman of the occasion is here. The proprietor and chairman of the occasion is here. The proprietor and the chairman of the occasion are here. Let's say it is past. The proprietor and chairman of the occasion was here yesterday. The proprietor and the chairman of the occasion were here yesterday. Please take note of that. Thank you. Moving on, another coordinating conjunction we want to talk about is or. Or is most used to list two or more choices or alternatives. Do you want to go to Germany or France when there is a choice? Or can also be used to talk about consequences, which is usually negative, of an action. Don't be late or you will miss the train. That is, the consequence of you being late will be missing the train. Let's look at further examples. Should we go out or should we stay at home instead? I can't decide whether to get a dog or a cat. Should we paint the kitchen blue or green? Be careful when cooking or you might burn yourself. So take note of that. No. Nor shows that two or more things are not true or do not happen. After nor, use a positive form of the verb and invert the verb as a question. I have never eaten lobster, nor do I want to. So it is wrong for you to say I have never eaten lobster, nor I want to, or nor I do want to. No, you invert the word, the subject and what, and do. Further examples. He can't play guitar, nor can he sing. Fiona didn't turn up to dinner, nor did she answer my calls. My television doesn't work, nor does my stereo. And one thing you should take note, look at the tip. Nor is uncommon in informal English. We use it more in formal English. The next coordinating conjunction we'll be talking about is but. But is used to join a positive statement to a negative statement. So it is used to show contrast between two clauses. For example, there is a hotel, there isn't a store. So you say there is a hotel but there isn't a store. Let's say it is there's a hotel, there is a store. It will be there is a hotel and there is a store. I do hope you understand. Writing simple and correct English is something achievable if you learn the basic rules guiding the use of grammar, and that is what this training is all about. My daughter likes to eat apples, but she doesn't like pears. So there is something where there isn't the other. I went to the supermarket, but I forgot my purse. One negative statement and one positive statement. My friend does tap dancing, but she doesn't do ballet. I wanted to be an architect, positive, but I didn't pass my exams, negative. I'm on a diet, but I find it hard to avoid chocolate. You can see, despite the fact that there is no visible negative indicator here, I find it hard. It also means something negative. My friends invited me out tonight, but I don't feel well enough to go. The next coordinating conjunction we are talking about is yet. Yet has a similar meaning to but. It is used when something happens in spite of something else, or when something is true, even though it contradicts something else. It's a warm day, yet Raymond is wearing a coat. It's still something contradictory. George lives in the countryside, yet he works in a nearby city. It's too contradictory something because it's not something that is supposed to happen. Since it's a warm day, Raymond isn't supposed to be wearing a coat, but because Raymond is wearing a coat, despite the fact that it's a warm day, that is why we use yet. There was a school near my house, yet I went to one on the other side of town. I've asked him to be quiet, and yet he continues to talk during lessons. The next coordinating conjunction we'll be talking about is so. When so is a conjunction, it is used to show that something happens as a consequence of something else. It was a lovely day. So as a result of today being a lovely day, what's now happened? What's the consequence? So we went for a walk. Please take note that it is wrong to say so therefore. It is tautology. Let's take a look at further examples. My house was a mess. So I spent the weekend cleaning. Consequence, I don't like pasta. The consequence, so I rarely go to Italian restaurants. Stephen moved to London, so he speaks English quite. Stephen moved to London, so he speaks English quite well now. The cathedral is very famous, so it attracts a lot of tourists. I work outside, so I have to be careful that I don't get sunburned. I ate before I came out, to the consequence, so I will only have a coffee. Now, let's take a look at using commas with coordinating conjunctions. If a coordinating conjunction is joining two main clauses, a comma usually goes before the conjunction. It was raining, you need comma, and there was lightning. Take note. If a coordinating conjunction is joining just two items, you do not need a what? A comma. I am going to wear jeans and a shirt. If and or is joining three or more items, a comma is usually added between each item before the conjunction. I need eggs, comma, flour, comma, and milk. So before this and, you need a comma. Would you like tea, comma, coffee, comma, or juice? So take note of that. So I would sentence examples in the comment section. I am going to review them for you. We have come to the end of the lesson on coordinating conjunctions. Don't forget to like this lesson, drop a comment, share this lesson with someone that will be interested, and most importantly, subscribe to this YouTube channel. Thank you and see you in the next lesson.